Hello water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This is going to be your mid-month bi-weekly, mid-April general reading. We're looking at overall energy for this period for you, what could be highlighted the most, in as well as your home, family environment, work, professional life, your finances, resources, your overall sense of security in that area, as well as your emotional life, what could be coming up, whether you're single or couple. Okay, keep in mind this is a general reading, and I am going to pull at the end of this reading for your element oracle card for each of your signs. So one for Cancer, Scorpio, one for Pisces, that highlights a theme for you, and as well could bring some of what are messages that will be specific to your sign that come through with this reading, this spread here. Welcome back to subscribers and anyone new to my channel. I do hope you find these messages helpful. We're looking at what's coming up right in front of us in this time of transition. So I was moved to come and bring this spread back that I would use on my previous channel a lot, and a lot in the beginning of when I came back to this platform. This is the Illuminated Tarot by Caitlin Keegan, and it merges the tarot and cartomancy with this within the cards. So I'm excited to bring this to you. Been working with it for a couple of months now, and so it does definitely work in its same way without me needing to add the tarot to clarify it. It's already kind of in the images as we see here. So hopefully you find this helpful. Let's get into it. And this is for Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right. So overall energy here. Some of you, I feel this is definitely a time of walking, as it is for most of us, into the unknown. This is the moon energy merged with this Eight of Hearts energy. Yet and still with this, I do feel that you are optimistic, even through uncertainty, and even if it's not exactly clear, you're in a mode of feeling as if you may even be prepared for the unknown, or that's kind of in a lot more in the forefront of your mind with the foundations of your home, the foundations of your work. There's definitely for some of you a lot of fogginess in regards to some projects, work, a position at a particular position, you know, that where things are going, when things can start again, may still be somewhat of a mystery to you in this 2-week period. Plans that have to be postponed or changed with no real concrete time of when things will resume is a little bit of that energy. But I do feel for some of you this is a time for you to go within and get it into maybe some deep meditation. Some of you will be working on your spiritual strength, really feeling that need to that there's a call for that, for you to remain strong in the midst of uncertainty, having faith in the midst of what's going on in your life that just may be where things aren't so clear as of yet for you. So definitely an energy of like really into the unknown and adapting as best as you can and remaining spiritually strong, even for those that you love. Some of you may be feeling like you are being called to be a pillar of strength. On an emotional tip as well, there's maybe I'm feeling some heartfelt conversations that some of you will be having. Some of you could as well feel intuitively that this is a time for you and a partner to make some concrete plans with your life, maybe plans for marriage. And for some of you, this could be a time where a date is coming approaching. If you've already are engaged and set a date for the marriage, some of you, this could be an engagement where there's uncertainty about when you can actually have the wedding you desire, but there's still a sense of like walking by faith, making the plans anyway, or even just, you know, keeping your eye on what's important, which is the connection. So maintaining the connections with the people you love, I feel, will be very important to many of you water sign people here. So, and Pisces is coming up strong with this moon energy. So Some of you may be as well having some deep dreams, vivid dreams, very active dream life. I'm picking up for you water signs. As you're going through the transition, there may be a lot of messages that are trying to come through from spirit to you through your dreams. So this may be a time where you would want to kind of write down things when you wake up, especially if you have those kind of vivid dreams, because there could be some messages to decipher here. So some of you, I'm also feeling there's like, in some ways there could be a connection that's being tested in this time for you. Tested. The strength of a connection is being tested through the outer circumstances. So I'm finding that some of you may be seeing or noticing things with a partner that you didn't notice before. And some of you have some, maybe dealing with somewhat of trust issues when it comes to a particular person if you are isolated in different environments. So that's where I'm seeing where some of you may be dealing with a little bit of a testing energy of a relationship. So here we have, and I feel like this is a question of faithfulness for some of you. Question of faithfulness or loyalty. Okay, loyalty is definitely, I feel, for some of you a strong factor. Now here with the home family environment, this is the strength that's combined with this Ace of Clubs energy. With the Three of Swords here, I do feel for some of you this is, if you're alone and you're isolated alone, this may be a tough period for you. Some of you, the emotions, maybe, you have kept strong up until this point. There does seem to be a little bit of a breaking point for some of you, where it does get to you, maybe, gets to your mind. Some of you, I feel, with even working from home, you may find it difficult to remain motivated without there being some interference or distraction or something about not being in the environment, having to adjust to that change, maybe giving you a little bit of feeling of disappointment that you're not able to be in a space or place that you're used to or that inspires you. So some of you may be feeling like you need a change of scenery. Some of you, I feel it could possibly be that the focus is off with some of you with work, particularly if you have children. Some of you may have some frustrations if you are in this, you're being forced to take on homeschooling your children. This may be somewhat of like, some frustrations, a trying of your patience here. Some of you may be feeling a little discouraged in that area. So I'm feeling a little sense of loss of motivation, a loss of will here as it comes to sticking with remaining focused. I feel like that's like a big thing for many of you. And so I feel for many of you, you're really feeling it with your home and family area, that this is such an interference of your life. So that could be a lot of what is like frustrating for you. Some of you could be dealing with feelings of envy or jealousy for other people who may be in a situation where they have a little bit more support. Or someone could, there is this kind of like air of either a jealous energy or an interfering energy with what you're trying to accomplish. But I really feel kind of it's like overall you need to really like remain strong. Some of you may be appearing to be a pillar of strength in one area of your life, but kind of what's underneath the surface, you know, you know, you go behind your closed doors and you kind of really release how you really feel. So there's a sense of like, you know, it's okay to be strong, but it's also okay when you feel the need to either ask for help or, you know, to accept and realize that something is becoming a bit overwhelming for you. So some of you as well, if you're, even if you are maybe in a living situation with people, this could be a trying time, and dealing with a stubborn energy and you noticing some discord. So some of you could experience a disagreement with someone. Someone too, I feel on a kind of a deeper level, maybe in a family environment, there's a little bit of someone kind of holding a grudge. And some of you may be really kind of feeling that there's nothing that you can do about it, because you would need the other side to be in tandem with working through conflict. And there's someone who I feel is going to be really kind of standing in their position of like how they feel. So someone may be holding on to anger. That's what I'm getting at. If it's not you, it's someone that is and it's affecting you. Someone holding a grudge or holding on to anger. And if there's nothing you can do about it at this time, it just might be a little bit of a sense of you nursing your own wounds and attempting to find some type of healing in your own way. And that as well definitely could be through some type of meditation. But being inspired, some of you could be experiencing kind of like a block in creativity, and just a sense of you need new surroundings, you need for things to be in movement or in motion. But this pause just may be really kind of affecting you on a deeper level in this 2 weeks. So here with your definitely reach out to someone if you definitely get to that point that you can't handle something here. That's just a message I'm getting for some of you. Don't be afraid to reach out to a supportive energy, but also be mindful of who that energy may be for you. Because I feel like some of you, for someone, you're going to be either refusing to talk. There could be, don't let your pride get in the way, or somebody's letting their pride get in the way of healing. Someone's letting their pride get in the way of healing. So the message here I'm getting is like, for some of you, don't let the pride get in the way of even seeking help if you need that. Okay, looking into your work in professional life. So I do feel that there is something here coming in, and I feel like it's from past work or past efforts that could be sustaining you in this moment. I am getting something here. Now, some of you really, there's uncertainty about when you can go back to work, but if there's some type of relief or support from maybe even family, and assisting you to keep things afloat or keep things going. This could be in some way a family member coming through for you in the way of being a supportive energy. So in some of you, it could be a partner in that way of still being someone who's working. Could be essential. For those of you who are in an essential job, there does seem to be an increase of activity. Some of you as well could be getting some communication about the security of your job and some expectation of when you can return. Some of you are definitely going to be trying to look for something you can establish at home. Some of you may just feel like you need to clear a space, or it just may not be the right atmosphere for yourself, or there's going to be some interference or a little bit of an adjustment curve as it comes to working from home, but you're working towards it, or there's energy for you to work towards it. Some of you, I feel like you're going to have to be in acceptance that this is a situation that is going to last for some time, and it is changing and shaping how you are approaching life, and many of you may be really kind of going to where the money is. If your job wasn't essential, or it's deemed something that is safe to be closed at this moment, there could be this sense of you redirecting, going to where the money is, in finding some type of position. Could have to do with travel, or your, some type of thing that gets you out of the house, gets you moving. So something that may be something that is attractive to you, in that sense of really looking for something that won't be interrupted, or at least something that will carry you through in the interim of there being a lot of uncertainty, you know. So long-term planning, some of you as well too could be looking into going back to school. Some of you could, if you're not already in the field where there's still work going on and you don't have the skills or qualifications, you could be looking to acquire that in a way. But I feel like there's an overwhelming feeling that many of you are, that it will, even if again you've been remaining strong, there's kind of a breaking point that I'm seeing that some of you just may be reaching in this 2-week period. Looking into the finances. So with this energy, again, I am getting that some of you, there's someone who is a supportive force in and around your world, if that's a place where your finances are being affected. And it still may, you may regret how you may need to depend on someone, but again, this is someone who's generous and has a place of security and is seeing your need and wants to supply it for you. So some of you, that may be where you may be overcoming pride. You may be more so in the position of being used to contributing to your partnership. If this is a partner, you may feel like you're losing a bit of your independence by being dependent on a partner or some other loved one. For some of you, it could be a child in a working age that is supplying a bit of security, and that just may not feel it just may not feel right to you to accept, someone in some way being a supportive force for you. But I do feel, in regardless of how it's coming through, it is a point of you feeling some increase of a need being met, someone noticing your need and being in the position to supply that need for you. Some of you, I do feel like through this loss, there's some supplement that's coming in. And this could also as well be that, from the longevity, especially if you were in a job for a long period of time, your history is going to determine what comes in for relief for you. If this is like unemployment or something here like that, but this loss, this is a little bit of kind of like loss and regret energy, but then this bringing in a piece of some sense of security. So I feel for some of you, you are going to be in there's going to be a safety net that you can depend on, and for some of you, it will be until things work out. And again, the unknown, something, and it's unknown as far as when you can return. But I feel that the messages coming through here are saying that you will be safe, you will be secure. It may not be in the position that you want it to be. You may find yourself home and bored a lot more, and trying to especially if it was a job that you loved, getting out and socializing and being out and about, sitting, it may not feel natural to you to sit in one space and just collect money. But at the same time, this could be something where a situation turns around for you in your favor, and in some instance in this time, you may feel that you can gain a new skill, gain a new certification, or return back to school after you may have started something you started and didn't finish. Maybe you went right into work. This is a sense of continuing, wanting to continue. see a plan into completion here, this may be the time to strike that, to go into that. You may have that and that financial support that allows you to go back to your studies, to increase your value, to keep that sense of stability in your career, in your working potential, so that you can walk through a new door, even if it's unknown to you at this moment. So some of you, I feel like this change is not just, you know, being a pause for you. Some of you may make a drastic change to your career. You may not even return back to the position that you had before, based on some of you feeling like there's some sense of moving on I'm getting with this. So I feel like you may not have been ready to move on from something you've been doing for quite some time, but in remaining strong through the changes, through the interruption, I feel that will come through making some plans that put you in a much more secure space, even if you weren't ready to, even if it came with loss a little bit before. So I am seeing that you will be, sometime in this next 2 weeks, there will be some type of replenishment of a loss, or as well as someone coming in to aid you in keeping things stable, even if it goes against your pride to accept it. Okay, so here with the emotional life, so this is the High Priestess with the Two of Diamonds energy. So I feel this is, I feel, working through your emotional issues is going to take some effort, and I do feel for some of you there is someone that you need to seek some counsel with, to help you with, and for some of you, like on a regular basis, this may be something here that you may decide that you're going to do in private. Maybe you've never gone into therapy before, you've never sought that type of help. But I feel that there's maybe someone who is a little bit, you know, wiser, and can help you with maintaining some type of stability and strength through this transition for you. Also feel this is, for some of you, a higher connection and higher love, spiritual connection that could be happening for some of you. I do feel like a very strong kind of emotional, spiritual connection that some of you may already be in, or there's a deepening of a bond that you have. And some of you, I feel like there's this insight again coming in, and it definitely could be in a form of communication from spirit through dreams or through other insights. Some of you may not know what to do with this information, but I feel like you're going to be getting some insight, and it could be, for some of you, it could be in some ways of knowing about what a partner may be doing at a distance. Some of you, the distance in maintaining that connection will be something that will take effort from both sides. Some of you, I feel like you're in a place where you don't want to lose what you've invested in someone already. If you're single, I feel for many of you, this is mainly, if you're single, you're just really kind of focused on staying stable, stability, your own stability, your money situation, your work situation. You're focused on your energy, and you may in some ways be applying your self-worth to that sense of security, of being able to be self-sufficient, to overcome the challenges that are coming your way. And I feel for many of you, it will be in strengthening yourself in a spiritual way, or there's someone here again that could have some insight, some knowledge and experience that can help you, like, get through this, get through a time. So it's like a very kind of wise person in your life. But there's something here that's consistent. It'll need to be consistent with communication. Someone who's checking in on you, or you checking in on someone. those of you coupled as well, there could be some of what, a little bit what I'm seeing here with maybe disagreements, taking the high road in any disagreements, having an inner knowing about what someone's maybe anger or frustrations really are about. So you might be in that position where you need to take the high road emotionally, especially again if it's someone is kind of holding a grudge. There just could be some things that come up to the surface that you may have thought you've overcome, but it's coming back to the surface for you to deal with it, to take a closer look at it. And for some of you, I feel if communication isn't possible, or there is a bit of two people really kind of standing their ground on where they don't see eye to eye, I'm just kind of getting this message that you're not alone in feeling what you do, that loss, that pain, that struggle with what is uncertain about your connection or a loss of connection here. That it is mutual. So some of you just may be dealing with the pain of a loss, but on separate levels and in different ways. But overall, I'm getting kind of a message that you will kind of overcome some difficulties, but there may be some help that you either seek out. Yeah, I would say that you would need to seek it out. But it's there, and overall, I do feel if you let out your feelings, your emotions, in a healthy way, that it'll allow you to be in a stronger place emotionally, spiritually, to handle the changes that are occurring in your life. I feel for some of you, you might be seeing in a situation where you felt like an option. Something here is coming through about someone who may have treated you as an option, or someone you treated as an option. There could be a time here where someone is rising to the, rising in the form of meeting the situation with strength here, or like rising above the other in a choice. So if some of you have had a choice in love, or if that's just a situation you're somehow involved in, I feel in sometime in this bi-weekly period, there's like really going to be someone who kind of stands out above someone else, as far as there being something solid or deeper, or someone willing to work and kind of meet you halfway with like deeper real life kind of issues. And so if you're not having any type of problems or issues in your relationship, I'm just kind of seeing that this would be more of like, you and your partner overcoming issues where you maybe had to change plans for your coming together. If you were planning to marry, you may be doing so in a way that is just, different from what you originally planned, but you're going to make it happen. You're going to overcome. You're not going to allow this to delay your union, your nuptials any further. There's a sense of you working with your partner, working with what you have, standing in your choice and getting married when you want to get married, and not allowing the circumstances around to dictate when you do exchange those vows together. So that's what I'm getting as far as messages on this spread for you. And now I'm going to look into your oracle cards individually. So let's look at Cancer first. Cancer, what's your theme with this time? These are the Enchanted Map Oracle deck. One for Cancer, one for Scorpio, one for Pisces. We're just focusing on Cancer right now. And that just flipped out. Okay. It's kind of sideways. So this is the Mountain. And I'm going to read both the upright and reverse message, just because it kind of came out on its side. The Mountain is definitely about, an obstacle that arises and a challenge for you to face, and definitely a situation requiring your strength to either move it, climb it, or find a solution around it. But for some of you, this is a feeling of, I feel it could be a sign of protection. So let's look into what the book says and see how it may highlight some of the messages that came out in this reading. You have the capacity to flow around any obstacle. This is the time to adapt. Sometimes you'll come across what appears to be an insurmountable obstacle, like a huge mountain that separates you from your success. You might think that climbing it or chiseling away at it is the answer. But why take such a treacherous, tedious approach? Be like the rivers that flow around mountains naturally. You'll move past this obstacle relatively quickly if you choose the easy way around. This is the time to adapt to your circumstances. If you do decide to climb, remember to take one step at a time, opting for the next right action. And who better than water signs to be like rivers and flow around the mountain naturally? So that could be some of what, is coming in for some of you Cancers, especially as it comes to your career, okay, your working life. So now reverse, this says there is an obstacle to your inquiry. This is not the time to move forward. Wait a while. Be patient and a way around the mountain will be revealed. Pushing forward isn't your highest good. Don't try to climb too high to grasp the prize that seems out of reach, because it is for now. If you exceed your limits, you'll find yourself tumbling down and you'll get hurt. Remain open to a new possibility rather than stubbornly forging ahead, okay? And that could be for those of you who may be having some type of difficulties in your home relationships, or again, maybe trying to force something that is just, if there's interferences there, it just may be for a reason. Don't put too much pressure on yourself when you're making goals, okay? There's some things that you just need to flow naturally, and if you force them, then it's just, the results aren't going to be the same. So that's for your reading, Cancer. Then we're going to see Scorpio, see what your oracle card and what messages align the most for you in this reading. Your theme over the next 2 weeks. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, we have Spirit of Place for you, and that came undeniably upright. And Spirit of Place is definitely in being aware of your surroundings, being comfortable in your surroundings, being comfortable and remaining in your true essence, even through change, even if the world is changing around you. Not losing that core of who you are, and not allowing circumstances or other people to change you and what's rooted in yourself. And this is as well some insight here I'm getting with this card here too. And this 4 here with the stability and remaining strong, remaining stable. And really, for some of you, taking a pause to really kind of evaluate and get deeper. This may be really a time for where, the place that you're finding yourself in, to take a deep look within and around you, because you have a very accurate insight about what you're dealing with, what you're interacting with, and who you're interacting with, okay? So we're going to look at the book and see what it says. Authenticity is the essence of power. Our ancient ancestors believed that every place has a spirit looking after it or embodying it. Just as we have a soul, the plants, trees, birds, mountains, and rivers have their own essences. When the Spirit of Place arrives in your reading, it says that the answer to your query is in the overarching theme of your circumstances. Is your question about a struggle? The answer is to relax and let go of your need to control the situation. If your inquiry relates to finding love, then embody love rather than long for it. Once you find the essential truth that underlies your question and then name it, you'll discover the answer you've been seeking. Your greatest power is your authenticity. Keeping it real with yourself, with others. And even here, as far as like if it's a struggle, yes, relax, let go. If it's out of your control, let it be out of your control. Your spiritual strength, it will be a pillar for you in this time, and others who you can maybe mutually share the common. So I feel for some of you, you will find community with some people that are in the same boat as you. That support system, there's a supportive system here that for some of you who maybe have all experienced loss within the same times, maybe from the same field or career, where you'll kind of work together. Some of you may be, there will be increase of communication with your work family, or what was your work family if you're not working at this time. Okay. Now, Pisces, see what your theme is for this time. Okay, and education. So many of you may be in that mode of going back to school, but it also came out kind of like reverse sideways. So I'm gonna read both for you, but this is definitely a learning experience for you. I feel that for some of you, there's a lot of we're all learning always, or we all should be. You never can, should get to a point where you think you know everything, because once you get to that point, it's really when you lose. You really kind of, you're repeating doctrine, or repeating old, I guess would say dogma, or things that are no longer applicable to this new life, to this new world. And so education, you never stop learning, and I think there's really kind of something for you to learn out of all of this for you. So I'm going to read the book. I'm going to read what it says and see how it can tie in for you. Life is filled with lessons. Be teachable. Wisdom comes from participating in life, not just reading about it. This card suggests that you might not have enough knowledge about what you seek, the direction you take, your circumstances, or the nature of your inquiry. Important information is coming. Now is the time to go to school, ask a person who might know more than you do, or find a teacher or a course of study that you can more clearly understand what the next right action must be. Sometimes life unexpectedly sends you to an unfamiliar school, and you must learn by experience. Now is the time to be teachable, open to changing your preconceived notions. Be a student, and be willing to state the most powerful mantra of all, I don't know yet. Okay, so I feel for Pisces, what is on the in the unknown for you. The information is there, and I'm also getting that a lot of this kind of psychic, insightful information will be coming for you, Pisces, especially with this moon showing up for you, as well as the High Priestess. Really kind of looking within about what's going to be pointing you in the direction of where you need to go, what you need to study. Also being kind of very mindful, and I feel like this is a message for all water signs here, about what you're digesting. Being careful about what you consume as far as your entertainment, with movies, anything, shows, be a little bit discerning when it comes to that, because that could be affecting your mood. Okay, as well too, even books. There's something here that you kind of asking yourself, before I consume this, is this going to be good for my spiritual strength or soul right now, or is it going to be just kind of an unnecessary distraction, or pull me deep into thoughts or places that I don't want to revisit, or it's not really healthy for me at this time. So education with that, and I am just going to read it reverse because of the way it came out. So reversed, stubbornness and the desire to know it all and be right no matter what will not get you what you want. Or could it be that you're afraid to be seen as someone who knows less than you're supposed to? Could you be flying through life by the seat of your pants, hoping no one will notice you're skimming the surface of things? Life is filled with lessons, some bitter, some sweet. A strident lust for certainty will never bring you the wisdom you seek. Pretending to know more than you do will not make you wise. Be assured that not knowing is a magical place to be. All manner of mysteries are revealed. Be open. It's okay not to know. Okay? I'm definitely just like living in the now, living in the present, and what is unknown. There are some things that can't be explained. There's sometimes there is no answers to why. But what you can answer for yourself is, what am I going to do and what can I do? What's in my power? Or where I don't know, what can I do to learn it? Where do I need to go? What is that source? Some of you may be finding that through another person or through your own search. Okay, so some truth is here coming through, even if, and again, it kind of went back to this as far as being stubborn about accepting truth or information, even if it hurts to know it. It would only be beneficial for you to just kind of face things, and even if you don't know, it's okay. So I hope this was helpful. These are your messages. Water signs, check your moon, your rising for some of you as well, maybe even your Venus. However, whatever you resonate in your chart the most, you can use these as you see fit. I do plan to be back in the middle of May, or for the mid-May, but the beginning of May to mid-May reading, to kind of bring in what's right in front of us with the elements. And if you like this, let me know with a like. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like a personal reading, that information is below. Stay well.